11 easy tips to use when you're in danger. Number 1. How to wriggle your hands out of ropes. If your wrists are tied, try to stretch them out by twisting your hands with alternate movements. Stretch them as much as possible and eventually you will feel them getting loose a little. Bring it closer to your face and try to grab the strands with your teeth and pull it over your hand. Repeat this technique until you're finally out. If your wrists are bound with zip ties, rotate and move them back and forth against each other. This movement will likely loosen the ties a bit. If not, repeat the movement. Also, while your hands are tied, clench your fist. It will expand the muscles in your hands and the ties will feel looser once you relax your muscles again. This will let you get your hands out of the plastic cords. Number 2. Under deep water. So imagine you are in deep water but you can't swim. It may seem it's an already lost battle, but you still have a chance to win. First of all, try not to panic. If you get worked up, you will end up gulping water and will end up in worse condition. What you should do is lay back and calm yourself down. When you're on your back, keep your head tilted a bit back. That head position will cause your legs to float to the surface or at least rise a little. Then you are free to take as many breaths as you can. The air in your lungs will help you remain afloat. Once you're more calm, try to get someone's attention by waving your hands or yelling. Number 3. Lost in the wilderness. If you think you're lost in the woods, immediately stop walking. It might sound illogical, but the further you go, the longer it will take a rescue party to find you. Besides, when you move, you will get dehydrated faster. The best idea is to stay where you are and try to create some sort of shelter. Number 4. Ran out of water. If there is no lake or pond nearby and you're thirsty, you can still get drinkable water from the trees. Tie a plastic bag around a bunch of leaves and leave it for a few hours. Tree sweat and condensation will gather in the bag and you will have water to drink. Number 5. Finding the source. In case there are no trees nearby and you ran out of water, you need to find the source of it before your body stops working. Keep in mind that water always runs downhill, so head in that direction. It's your best bet to find clean water and avoid dehydration. Number 6. Making signal for rescuers. Getting lost is probably everyone's biggest fear when going camping. So in case that happens to you, here is a tip that might save your life. If you're lost and didn't manage to make a fire signal for rescue yet, but you hear them flying over, use a small reflective mirror. Hold it at such angle that reflects sunlight towards the helicopter or plane. This glare is noticeable even from a big distance. You can use your glass phone screen as well. It might not reach the same distance, but you gotta use whatever you have, right? Number 7. Making matches waterproof. Well, it's important to never go on a hike without some means to make a fire. A lighter sounds great, but you can still drop it in water or simply lose it. To be safer, bring some matchsticks with you, and in case you don't have a secure sealed bag, make your matchsticks waterproof. All you have to do is to cover their head in wax. Just dip the matches into hot wax and let them dry. For extra protection, put them in a plastic bag and now you're ready to go. Number 8. Back to camping. You are still lost in the wilderness and have no idea what direction to choose, but you spot a stream nearby. Make sure to follow it until it merges with a larger river, and it will take you to an inhabited area where you can most likely get help. Number 9. Don't build a fire inside a cave. Imagine you are wandering in the wilderness, lost, and the sun is setting, when suddenly you see a cave. That will make a perfect shelter for days, unless you do this fatal mistake, which is building a fire inside the cave. The thing is, the heat from the fire will cause the rocks, hence walls and ceiling of your shelter to expand, causing them to collapse and fall. If you're lucky, you can get out before that happens, but if not, you may get trapped in a rock fall or a landslide. The best option here is to build a fire outside the cave, using the cave only to sleep and shelter from rain. That way you will stay warm and safe. Number 10. Don't eat snow to hydrate. Well, let's say you are surrounded by snow and with no drinking water on hand. What should you do? On contrary of what many believe, eating snow is not the best way to rehydrate. In fact, this will lead to further dehydration. When you put a bunch of snow into your mouth, your body will spend energy to warm it up and transform it in liquid. Therefore, you will lose liquids faster. Besides the fact that snow can give you hypothermia, it may also contain harmful bacteria that will cause an infection. So what you should do if there is no other option is to warm it up using your hands first before you consume, and stay away from the stuff that doesn't look fresh and white. Number 11. Frostbite. If you have been exposed to extreme cold weather conditions and got frostbite, take care of it as soon as possible. And by that we mean do not pour hot water on the wound. On contrary of what many think, it will only make things much worse. If you can, have someone drive you to the hospital. If the condition does not allow that, remove the wet and cold clothing from the damaged area and put the area with frostbite in warm water. However, it's best to stay away from the cold for a while to make sure the damaged part won't freeze again, and keep the part elevated to reduce any swelling. Hopefully, you will never have to use these tips, but now you will have them just in case. So give us a like for caring about your safety and well-being. It will take less than a second.